So we're essentially making a jumbo jar. There we go. And then we got our wand, and we should just right click that, and there we go. We have a node in a jar. Hello and welcome to another episode of Regrowth Reloaded. Okay, so today we're going to be doing a little bit more with some magic, some blood magic, and we're also going to have to do a little bit more over in our Thaumcraft area. And then if we have time, I want to jump into doing a couple more tasks that are in our mechanism quest line. So nothing new as far as trees. I'm working on getting coast sequoias. I do have 2 saplings, but that particular tree takes 9 saplings. It's a 3x3 tree. So I've got to get 7 more saplings before I can do anything else with that. So we're not going to bother with that today. So let's start off in our quest book, and we're going to go into chapter 13. We'll start off with our blood magic, how the world bleeds, the way the world bleeds. Let's open that up. And the first one we're going to go to is this one here called Science Meet Magic. For the most part, you found solutions to problems through either magic or science, but applying principles of blood magic with chemistry may allow you to achieve things that you never even considered before. So this wants us to make an alchemic chemistry set. So let's take a look at the recipe for that, and that is a brewing stand, 2 pieces of obsidian, and our apprentice blood orb. So I've got that stuff in here, so let's go ahead and grab that real quick. And then we'll walk over here to our crafting table and put that down there. Blood orb, 2 pieces of obsidian, and that gives us our alchemic chemistry set. Let's see if there's anything else in this. No. Okay, so we're going to get 4 simple catalysts, and then either this greater power catalyst or greater lengthening catalyst. So let's do the power one. I don't know what the difference is. Let's go ahead and claim our rewards on that. Alright, the next thing we want to work on is this one here, Applied Arcana. Some of the work you're doing to upgrade your altar is tiresome. Maybe applying your skills and knowledge in botanical and thaumic arts will help speed things along. It seems that you can fashion slates through these other 2 magics, which are more closely attuned to the life magics. Due to this, these can be more readily upgraded to reinforced slates, cost less life points. Maybe they'll have a couple other uses too. So this wants us to make a thaumic slate and a botanical slate. Now, I don't have my Thaumonomicon on me, but I do know that we are going to need to do something with the Infusion Altar there. So, first of all, we're going to grab this stuff here. So I've got some stone. I'm going to take this one here. And let's take a look at this again. So the Botanical Slate, if we look at the recipe for this, it is simply throwing a stone into a mana pool. So let's go do that real quick. Unfortunately, that mana pool is empty. I don't know what happened, but most of my mana pools up here became empty. And so I turned off the farm. Since we really don't need to collect anything, we have full on everything. We can turn it on if we need to, just throw some more sand in here and let it do its thing. But I'm just trying to refill all these mana pools. So let's come in here to this mana pool. We're going to go ahead and toss this stone in there. We'll toss it in a regular mana pool. We can't throw it in that one because that one's converted to andesite, it looks like. So in a regular mana pool, and that will give us the Botanical Slate. Now I've got the other things here. I've got the stone and thaumium ingots. So let's head on over to our Thaumcraft area. Alright, we're over here in our Thaumcraft area. Let me go ahead and put on my robes real quick just to be complete. And we're going to grab our Thaumonomicon here. And we're going to jump in here. And we're going to look for the atomic plates. Let me see if there's anything in here. Basic. Oh, it's got to be under this arcane arteries. Yep, that's where it is. Tomic Slate. Alright, by infusing pure magic with life and stone, you have discovered a way to make a slate capable of absorbing life essence more efficiently than usual. Should be than usual. This allows the slate to be upgraded quicker and be more useful than regular blank slates. So we need 2 thaumium ingots and 3 stone on the Infusion Altar with Precantatio and Victus. So let's see if we have everything we need here. So we got Precantatio, and that is Victus, I believe. Is that what it said we needed? Yes. Okay, so we got enough of that. So let's look at this again, and it was so just across from each other. That we can do. So let's just do it like this. Put the thaumium ingot here, 1 here, stone here, 1 here, and then 1 in the center. Get our wand out, and let's go ahead and tap that. This should be fairly quick. And there we go. We have our Tomic Slates. Let's take a look at our quest, see if there's anything else in here. Oh, and runes. Better still, it seems that you can use these slates to make alternative blood runes to help you upgrade your altar more quickly. So let's see what it takes to make these botanical runes. Look at the recipe, and that is 2 botanical slates, 2 stone and gold. Okay. And the Tomic Runes is 2 thaumium and 2 thaumic slates with stone. Alright, let me go grab the supplies for this, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, I grabbed the stuff. Let's go ahead and make this stuff here. So let's take a look again at this. This was the Botanical Rune, was 2 slates, 2 stone, and gold. So we got 2 stone, 2 slates, and gold. And this just needs to be in a regular crafting bench. I'm just using this one since we're here. Alright. That's that one. And then the Tomic Rune, we needed some thaumium ingots. Do I have any thaumium in here? No, we can make some real quick though. I just need 2. Over here we already have the proper stuff attached to this. 1, 2. Okay, there we go. And that was this one here with stone in the middle, 2 thaumium and 2 of the thaumic slates. So put the stone in the center, and then we'll just do the same thing. We'll put 1 thaumium ingot there, 1 there. Let me get the slates. Need 2 of those, so 1 goes on that one. 1 will go on this one. Let me check, make sure I've got the right essentia for this. And that requires Ordo, Praecantatio, and Victus. Okay, so that's Praecantatio, that's Victus, and that's Ordo there. So we got everything we need. So let's go ahead and tap this, get it started. Everything's staying stable, so we're looking good. And there we go. We have our Tomic Rune. So let's take a look in our quest book. And that completes that. That's going to give us 6 Thaumic Slates, 6 Botanical Slates, and 2 Reinforced Slates. All right. That's it for the 2 blood magic ones that we're going to do. We'll jump into this one probably next time because the imbued slate, I don't know what's involved with that. I want to research it a little bit first. So the next thing we're going to do, I want to put some of this stuff away. I was doing some research earlier and forgot to put away my tools. We're going to be looking at Chapter 11, The Way the World Feels. Since we're already over here in our Thaumcraft area, let's do a little bit of Thaumcraft since we've got quite a bit more to do. We're only at 59% of our Thaumcraft quest line. So, the first one we're going to look at is this one up here called Ready, Set, Go. While redstone is great with its capacity to transmit signals, getting it to work the way you want can be cumbersome. It's also more than a little frustrating when you're trying to run 2 lines next to each other or need to get to the top of a wall. Thaumaturgy holds an answer to these problems. By developing redstone with the essence of crystals in a crucible, you can create a crystallized structure with the same properties that has the same properties as redstone, but also has a tenacity to stay on walls and ceilings and can be precisely directed to not connect to adjacent red crystals. Okay, to disconnect the side of a red crystal, simply right-click the small piece of crystal which is in that direction. An hourglass acts as a basic 5-second timer which starts its countdown upon receiving a redstone signal or being flipped over by hand. So we're going to need to make a red crystal and an hourglass. So let's take a look first of all in the Thaumonomicon, and this is under the Automagy tab. So, and it is right here in the center, red crystal. You discovered that some materials, once crystallized a certain way, become more susceptible to magical control. The new crystalline structures can then be rearranged, and in some cases, instructions can be imprinted upon them. The discovery came to you during your experimentation on redstone powder. The resulting redstone crystal or red crystal can be oriented more easily in a chosen direction. It can be placed on any side of a block. Right-click on a section of the crystal which you want to add or remove connections to its neighbors. In addition to passing its signal to other red crystal and adjacent blocks, it will also pass the signal around corners when the 2 crystals clusters aren't directly touching. So as long as both of them are attached to the same block and there is an empty space in the adjoining area. So you can see these crystals can climb up walls like that and still attach to each other. So this is done in a crucible with redstone and vitreous. Now we're going to go ahead and do that over here in our alchemical furnace. Is that what that thing is? Alchemical construct. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this off of here. And then we need vitreous, which is this one here. So let me go ahead and swap that out here. And then we have some redstone, which I've got in here. I'm going to, may as well do all 5 of them. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to turn that off. And then we're going to select our red crystal. And there we go. We've got our red crystals. Perfect. And then the next thing we need to look at is the hourglass. Alright, so let's go back into our Thaumanomicon. And we have the magic hourglass here. But we're going to come here and we're just going to look at the regular hourglass. The redstone hourglass is a simple but versatile device allowing you to regulate the timings of redstone signal transmissions. When activated by right-click a redstone signal, the glass turns and sand starts to fall. A redstone pulse is emitted once the sand is settled in. If the rear of the redstone comparator is next to the hourglass, it will output a signal which increases in strength as the sand falls. The hourglass outputs to its left and right sides. It accepts activation signals from any other side. Right-click the hourglass with your wand or a stick to adjust the timer's length. The timer is quite precise, but unfortunately only allows adjustments in 5-second increments and peaks out at 60 seconds. But you know this device is only the foundation upon which you will build better things. So we're going to make the magic hourglass, and that's a red crystal. Are we doing the magic? No, we're doing the regular hourglass. So we got 2 glass panes, 2 slabs, sand, and a redstone repeater. So I've got my slabs, my panes, my sand, and the repeater. Alright, so let's just come over here to our workbench. So, and it was slab, slab, sand. The repeater is in this corner, and then the 2 panes of glass, one there and there, makes an hourglass. Okay, so let's take a look and see. Okay, and that's complete. And let's go ahead and claim our reward, which is 20 red crystals. All right. So I guess it didn't want us to make the magic hourglass, but let's go ahead and do that too, since we've already got it. So the magic hourglass is the red crystal, an hourglass, a weighted pressure plate, a sliver of air, and a sliver of order. So I have the, let's see, it was the hourglass. I need a red crystal, that sliver of air, and a sliver of order. So these are shards. So to make slivers, what did it say? We need order and air. And then you just put them in there. And is that how you do it? Let's see. Let's try it over here. Okay. Yeah, because it requires this to make the slivers, air, and order. And then our magic hourglass. Okay. So hourglass, weighted pressure plate, red crystal, order, and air. Alright, and then it takes those there. So let's go ahead and grab that. And we have our magic hourglass. Alright, let me clean up my inventory. I want to make sure it's daytime out. It is night right now. Because the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be going after a node, and we're going to put it in a jar. Alright, I cleaned up my inventory, and we're going to look at putting a node in a jar. So let's, and that is actually this quest here, Jarring Revelation. Having to run around the vicinity and beyond can be a bit tiresome. To that effect, you've decided that being able to move nodes to your home is worth investigating. The result of this line of inquiry is a discovery that means to trap a node in a jar. Unfortunately, this process can damage the nodes a bit. Perhaps you may find another way of doing this without damaging them later on. Maybe if you warded the materials of the jar. So it wants us to get a node in the jar. We're going to get 4 aura nodes, 4 vial of essentia, and 3 uncommon treasure. Now, first thing I need to make sure I have enough charge on my wand here. I have 100 on everything. It's going to take 70 to do this, I believe. So let's come in here into our Thaumanomicon, and this is under basic information down here. Node in a jar. Warded jars have proven themselves capable of storing all manner of mundane and mystical things, and you believe you have discovered another use for them, trapping aura nodes. By constructing a large version of a jar around a node and enacting the proper mystical formula with your wand, the node will become trapped inside the construct, which will quickly shrink to a more manageable size. The jar can then be safely picked up and moved around, but the initial trapping spell does have a very good chance of damaging the node. The node is also frozen at the state it was in when trapped and will never again be able to recharge any V it was missing. While trapped, the node is kept suspended and will not regenerate V, nor can V be drawn from it. It is possible to free the node from the jar by placing it in the world and clicking on it with a wand. The jar will be destroyed in the process. So, in order to do this, we need to surround a node with glass. So we have 9 pieces of glass on the bottom, 8 surrounding the node, and then another 9 on top, topped with 9 redwood or slabs of some sort. And then our wand has to have 70 ignis, terra, air, aqua, ordo, and perditio in order to trap the node. So I have everything that we need in here to do this. So let's go ahead and grab this. And let's go hunting a node real quick. Now, I'm not going after that one. I'm going to go after one that's off in this direction here. And let's see what we got. I think there was one right over here. Yeah, there's one there. I don't remember what this one was. It looks like it might be... Let's take a look. That one's aqua and perditio. We can do this one. All right, so let's see. And this looks like it might be right on the ground. So let's go ahead and dig out the area underneath it real quick. Careful that we don't damage that. There we go. And then let's go ahead and put our glass around it. Now you'd probably want to go after better nodes than this one. I'm just doing this because it's a quest that we need to do. So then it's the like this. So 26 pieces of glass, and then we got our planks or slabs. So we're essentially making a jumbo jar. There we go. And then we got our wand, and we should just right click that, and there we go. We have a node in a jar. Let's go ahead and pick that up. I'm just going to go ahead and put this stuff back. I don't need all this cracked sand. Got tons of the stuff. All right, we're back in our Thaumcraft area. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. We've got this. Let's go ahead and claim our reward. All right, so we don't know what these aura nodes are that it gave us. It could be something good. It could be something bad. I'm just going to set them aside for the time being. Put our node in a jar in there. Let's see, what type of essentia is this? Modus, okay. And then let's take a look at our uncommon treasures that it gave us. Let's see what we got. We got some potion of water breathing, apprentice ring of perditio, gold ingot, potion weakness, an ender pearl, an emerald, and a potion of harming. Okay, nothing fantastic. So yeah. All right. So let me do, I want some 50 gold coins. Put this in here. The rest of this stuff can, let me just go ahead and toss these potions in here too. These other things can go into our storage. And let me put that jar back down here. There we go. Alright, so there was one other thing in here that I wanted to do for Thaumcraft. So let's go ahead and take a look at our Thaumonomicon. And we're going to go into the Automagy tab. We're going to come over to this side. I believe it's over. Let me see where it's at. There it is. We're going to be looking at Alchemical Boiler. But let's look at our quest first. And that's this one here, Meltdown. You've come to realize that you are thus far only obtaining essentia by melting down items and blocks. These aren't the only things that can make up the world around you, though. To start with, you think you should find a way to boil down fluids into essentia. This is done with an alchemical boiler. Just pump in the liquid and supply it with fuel, and it'll distill it down into essentia in alembics placed on top, a bucket at a time. So we need to make the alchemical boiler, and we're going to get 5 more uncommon treasures and a file of some files of essentia. So back in here, alchemical boiler. You've had so much success with essentia distillation that you've decided to expand upon the ways you can break things down. The alchemical boiler works in much the same manner as an alchemical furnace, but with liquids rather than items. And add or remove liquids using buckets or through automation, such as certain golems. The same things that speed up the operation of an alchemical furnace will help a boiler as well, such as elementum. Note that breaking the boiler will destroy all liquid it contains. So this wants us to make the alchemical boiler in the workbench, and it's going to require a crucible, a furnace, and 7 iron ingots, along with 7 aqua and 5 ignis. So we have everything that we need in here. I made the crucible. We got a furnace, and we got some iron here. So let's go ahead and make this real quick. And it was, let's see, I think it was crucible on top. Put that around here. 5 and 7. Let's go ahead and slip our robes back on again, save ourselves a little bit on that. Yeah, it takes it down from 7 to like 4.5. So let's go ahead and do this. Alchemical boiler. There we go. Anything else in this quest? Oh, now we got a detection. The other possible source of essentia you've devised is that of the living. You think this can be achieved with a piece of Tomic esoterica known as the Crucible of Souls, which, unlike the alchemical furnace and boiler, doesn't distill objects into essentia, but rather directly siphons it off the soul of the creature. Essentia can be retrieved from it through the use of essentia tubes. Be warned, though, it may occasionally produce a modicum of flux. Crucible of Souls. I probably do not have that opened up in here. Let's see, is it in here? Alright, it's not in there. Let me take a look, see if I can find this, and I'll be right back with you. Well, I couldn't seem to find that Crucible of Souls in the Thaumonomicon, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of digging. I'm probably going to have to do a lot more research in our Thaumonomicon before that thing opens up. So we'll have to put that part on hold. Anyways, this episode's gone on long enough, so in the next episode, we'll probably jump in. I want to do a couple of quests in our mechanism quest line. I was hoping to get to them today, but we've kind of gone a little bit over with all this magic stuff. So until next time, this is Desert Rat. Have a good one. Goodbye.